Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Monday, which means it's time for another video. This is where I do a 5x5, but I'm giving the 5x5 a break for a week. And the reason is I want to try a new series, potentially the start of a new series, which is why I've got Thomas Maloney here with me. Hello, Tom.
Hello.
You all know Tom by now. So we're actually going to the Magic Circle today, aren't we?
Yeah.
Very exciting. So by the time you watch this, I might be at the Magic Circle. But on the Q&A yesterday, did you watch the Q&A yesterday?
Halfway through it.
Halfway through it. So on the Q&A yesterday, somebody suggested doing like a 30-minute act. Like doing like a 30-minute act with the deck of cards, and then not teaching the effects, but kind of breaking down why I chose to do what I chose, and so on and so forth. And the more I thought about that, the more I thought that's actually a really good series. But I thought we could do like a few of them, like almost make it a weekly or a bi-weekly series or fortnightly series, where it's kind of like so like 30-minute act with from a shuffle deck of cards in use, 30-minute act with a deck of cards, but you're allowed to have gimmicks. 30 minutes with coins, and there could be a load of stuff that you could do. And I think this would be really interesting if I perform it, but then not teach the effects, because I don't. Some of them might not even be mine to teach, but not teach the effects, but kind of sit down with you and discuss why I did what I did and get your input and so on and so forth. I thought that'd be quite a cool thing to do. So the reason I'm putting this in place here instead of the 5x5 is because I want to get your opinion. Do you want to see more of these? If you want to see more of these and you want me to do a 30-minute thing on this or that, comment down below and let me know that you like the idea, and let me know what you want me to do it on. Do you want me to do a 30-minute set with a banana? Like, let's make it sensible. But like, what would you like to see more of this? If you would, let me know down below. I read some of the comments on the Q&A, which I don't normally do because I like to normally not read them until the day that I film the Q&A. But I read some of them, and it seemed like a lot of people like the idea of doing it with a shuffle deck of cards in use. Now, I'll be honest, I've given this no thought at all. I have no idea. I grabbed a deck of cards. I don't even know if it's a full deck. I grabbed a deck of cards. My plan is to just do 30 minutes of Magic, and then kind of. But the reason I'm not giving it any thought is because I wouldn't give it any thought if I was in a gig. If I was in a gig, I wouldn't be. I mean, obviously, I have my sets and everything, but a lot of the time I kind of jazz it when I'm in a gig. You know, you've worked with me, you've seen it. So I want to do the same sort of thing here, so it's kind of as realistic as possible. So it's a 30-minute set, and then eventually, maybe we'll find time to do like 30 minutes to an actual punter. We go down like the custom factory or something, and I get Nemi to just do 30-minute set to a group of people there, and then maybe a 30-minute set. Here's another one, 30 minutes where it's just my products that I've released. And I'm going to do a 30-minute set with just my stuff that I've released. 30-minute set with just David Regal stuff. Whatever the case may be, I think there's a lot of options for this.
Cool. I like that.
But I need you bought your phone. I asked you to bring your phone. Can you get it? Just because I need to know 30 minutes, so I want to have it there with the timer, so I don't go over 30 minutes. Is the goal? You can swipe down from the top. And then you just go here. And that's it. That's it. And then if you put it there, so I can see it, I know where. No, so I can see it. There we go. That's okay. It's my fault. I shouldn't have asked you to help. Anyway,
so many gimmick calculators and things. It's like, which one was it?
Anyway, are you ready for this? I literally have no idea where I'm going.
Am I ready?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready, but I'm allowing myself a Sharpie.
Oh no!
I'm so I can have a card tonight. I'm allowing myself a Sharpie.
That's the one thing I always forget at gigs. I'm like, my magic's just not strong enough anymore.
We're good. We're going to do this. Right, here we go. Without further ado, hit it. So, guys, I'm going to show you something with a pack of cards. Now, before I do anything, Tom, do you want to give these cards a shuffle, mix them up, make sure they are what they appear to be, a regular pack of 52 playing cards? You good? Thank you. Now, you'll see most magicians, and what they will do is they will spread the cards out and they'll have you pick a card. That's exactly what we're going to do. Tom, pick a card. Have a look at the card. Remember it. Do not forget it. It's really important that you don't forget the card. Yeah, show the camera. Just don't show me. And then if you could do me a favour and pop the card back, that'd be great. In fact, you know what we'll do? We'll put it somewhere down in the middle of this half. And then, oh, there we go. It's not going into the middle very well. We'll put it into the middle of this half. And then we'll put that half into the middle of that half. So the card's lost. And we'll give them one shuffle as well. Lost in the pack, right? So I have to try and find your card, and here's how I'm going to do it. With my deft fingers, I can cut the deck in one place and one place only, and hopefully I got myself the 4 of clubs. Is that your card?
No.
1 down, 51 to go. It's a long trick. It takes a while. I tell you what. Let me see if I can hypnotize you with the 4 of clubs. Do you see the 4 of clubs right there? Yeah. If I do this, I can kind of hypnotize you into believing that the 4 of clubs is actually your card, the Ace of Hearts.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, it's only hypnotizing you. If I just rub it here like this, you can see it really was the 4 of clubs the entire time. If I really wanted to find your Ace of Hearts, all I'd have to do is just give a little flick like that, and I could find your Ace of Hearts that way. So the question is this the Ace of Hearts, or is it the 4 of clubs? Well, the answer is it's the 4 of clubs. Do you know why? The whole thing really was an illusion. You see, the Ace of Hearts is in my pocket, which is weird because I don't even have a pocket. But that is the sort of thing that I do. I'm a magician. I do magic. But we're going to go one step further. I'm going to take out from this deck the 2 jokers. Would that be okay with you? Yeah. Let me see if I can find them. There should be 2 jokers in here. That's joker number 1. You can check that one out and make sure it's okay. That's joker number 2. You can check that one out and make sure it's okay. And as you can see, there are no other jokers in this pack, right? 2 jokers. Now, the 2 jokers are going to do something kind of awesome. This is kind of cool. And a lot of the time when I do magic, people turn around to me and they say, Craig, because that's my name, they say, Craig, you're using too many cards. There's too much to follow. Yeah. So we're going to make it a lot easier to follow. Rather than using a full deck of cards, we're only going to use 3 cards. Okay. Effectively, that's the smallest amount of cards that you can use to do a trick. We're going to have a top, a middle, and a bottom. Yeah. You get to choose the bottom. So just touch one, any one you want to. Right. It's not the sort of trick where you pick a card and I find it like the previous trick. I'm allowed to look at it. So the 2 of hearts. Are you happy with that one?
Number 2.
Number 2. Take the pen, write your name on the face of the card. Not on the back, on the face. Not on your face, on the face of the card. There we go. And the reason I do that, Tom, is because that makes this card unique. In other words, even if there are a million cards in the deck, Tom, that is the only one with your name on it. Yeah. We're not going to use the pen. We're not going to use anything else. We're just going to use the 2 jokers and we'll put this over there, and your 2. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Watch. It's very easy to follow. We have a top, we have a middle, and we have a bottom. Where's your card?
The bottom.
It's at the bottom, right? But if I very, very slowly square up, give a little shake, what happens is your card goes right there into the middle. Yeah. Now, maybe you missed that, so I'll do it again. Look, I'm going to take the 2 and put it right there on the bottom. I can't be fairer than that. The 2, where is it?
On the bottom.
So we're saying not the middle then. That's the problem, you see. A lot of people think that it's on the bottom. It's not. Let me do this again. Tom, there's the 2. I'm going to go as slowly as I can. I'm going to take the 2 and put it right there. This time, I'm not going to square out the cards. Do you see the top? You see the middle? You see the bottom, right? If magic was real, it would look something like that, Tom. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Am I the only one that thinks that's nuts right there, my friend?
That's mental.
That's mental, right? I mean, this is the sort of thing that you don't see every single day, right? Let me put that card right there at the bottom. You see it at the bottom. It's kind of like an illusion when it comes to the top, right? Now, I could do this over and over again, but there's a rule in magic, and the rule is that you need a big finish. So let me take your card and put it over here. And do me a favor, hold your hand out. I'm going to put the 2 jokers here. Put your hand on top of them. So you've got your hand on the 2 jokers, and I've got my hand on the 2. And what's going to happen, the 2 from here is hopefully going to do this. Lift up your hand, spread them out. 1 card, turn it over, have a look. It can't be. Could it be? Oh my gosh, it is. Look at that. There's the 2 there, Tom. That's incredible. I tell you what, let's get rid of the 2. And we'll show you what else the jokers can do. Because the jokers can do an awful lot. Yeah. It's not just that. They can do a lot more. Would you like to see something else that they can do?
Yeah.
I'm going to have you pick another card. All right, Tom? So do me a favour. Just take a card. That one there?
Yep.
Yeah, have a look at it. Remember it?
Yep.
Show the camera if you want to. Just don't show me. Pop the card back. We'll leave the card down in the middle of the deck. And I'll give them... Oh, there we go. There we go. That wasn't your card, was it? That would have been good. We'll give them a few cuts. There we go. And I'll give them a shuffle as well, just to make sure your card's lost in the pack. Now, how long do you think it would take me to find your card if I couldn't look at the faces? How long do you reckon it would take me?
52 seconds.
What about if I told you I could find your card right here in 1 second? Would that be good? Tom, this is going to blow your mind. Watch right here, 1 second. Say go.
Go.
Did you see it go?
No.
See, what happened is I found your card in 1 second. Look down over there in the jokers. Now, in between the jokers, there's one card. Was your card the ace of clubs, Tom?
It was.
That's what I thought, the ace of clubs. Should we do that again, Tom?
Yeah.
Watch. The ace of clubs goes down in the middle of the deck. And I want you to see the ace of clubs is down in the middle. Now, hold your hand out for me. Because if I do this, do you know what happens? That's called misdirection. There's one card over there, right there in between the jokers, Tom. What was your card again?
Ace of clubs.
Have a look. Could it be? Oh, my God, Tom. This is crazy. Shall I do it one more time? This time I'll go one step further. You shuffled these cards, didn't you, Tom? You gave them a shuffle, you gave them a mix-up, you put them in no particular order. These cards are all mixed up. Do you agree with that, Tom?
I agree with
Yeah. So how about I do something completely impossible? I'll go one step further. You ready? Watch this. Watch. If I do this, you picked an ace. You could have picked anything. You picked an ace. If I do this, do you know what happens? Well, check it out. Now, in between the jokers, there's 3 cards. Do you know why there's 3 cards, Tom? Take those 3 cards, turn them over.
I've got an idea.
You should do. Should we go further?
I didn't see that bit.
Should we go further than that, Tom? Should we go further?
Yeah.
Let's go further. Look, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's give them a bit of a shuffle here, Tom. We'll get the cards mixed up, and we'll do this, and we'll do this, and we'll make sure the cards really are mixed up. We'll get rid of the jokers. As you've managed to somehow magically find the 4 aces, we'll use the 4 aces for this. Would that be okay with you? We're going to use the 4 aces. And what I'm going to do is... you're going to need that pen again. Do you want to take that pen? Because this is all about... I'm only going to use a few cards for this. First of all, I'm going to use the 4 aces. Okay? As well as the 4 aces, we're going to take a mystery card. That's going to be a mystery. So I'll tell you what, just say stop.
Stop.
Right there? Let's just take that card. We have no idea what it is, but that goes over there as a mystery. Okay? Cool. And as well as that, you can have any card you want to. One with a bit of white space, so you can write your name in it.
4 of hearts.
Great, just write your name right there on that 4 of hearts. That would be amazing. Have you done that?
Yeah.
Show it to the camera, don't show it to me. That's great. So we have your 4 of hearts, we have the mystery card over there, and we have the 4 aces, right? Now watch. I'm going to pop your card. Now, again, just like the card that you had before, this card is unique. It is the only card in the pack with your name on it. So if I take that card and pop it right there in between the aces, now we have 5 cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the aces with the card in between. The idea is for me to make your card vanish. The idea is for me to make your card disappear. It looks like this. See, when I do that, now we've just got 4 cards. The reason we've got 4 cards is because your card really has gone. See, it just leaves us with the 4 aces. There is no card. Do you know why?
Why?
Because the card disappeared. That's the whole point. So the question then becomes, where is the card? Where could the card possibly be? Well, remember that we put that mystery card down there from the very beginning. I don't even want to touch this card, because if I touch it, I don't want you to think I'm cheating. So I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll scoop it up like this, in between the aces. I'm not going to touch it. We'll use the aces as a pair of tweezers, take that card, turn it over. That's your card. Do you want to know how that works? I genuinely will tell you, I don't mind.
Yeah, tell me,
It's an illusion. See, no, seriously. A lot of people, when they think illusions, they think big boxes and people appearing and disappearing and changing places. That's not what illusions are all about, Tom. Illusions are all about making people think that they see something when in reality they aren't seeing it. Let me give you an example. Everything that you see for the next couple of minutes is not real from this point on. I'll be honest with you, it's going to look real, but it's not. And it starts with the aces. We'll put the rest of the deck over there for a minute. Watch. I'm going to go slowly. We've got the ace of clubs. That's that one. We've got the ace of diamonds. That's that one. We've got the ace of hearts, and we've got the ace of spades. We've got the 4 aces. Now I'm going to try and create an illusion. I'm going to try and create an illusion using these 4 aces, specifically the ace of diamonds. Watch. If I do this, I really can create the illusion that that ace of diamonds looks like your signed card. Now, the thing is, it's not real. It's only an illusion. It looks real. It really does look like your card, but it's not. That's not your signature. That's not your card. We know that we put your card in my pocket. I can extend the illusion and do it again, this time with the other red one in the middle. The other red one goes right there in the middle. I'll just wait a second. Yeah, that's about enough time. And that one starts to look like your signed card as well. So we have 2 cards that look like your signed card, 2 cards that don't. We've got the ace of spades and we've got the ace of clubs. Watch the ace of spades, watch the ace of clubs. Don't blink for a second, because if you do, you'll see that next one change. into your signed card. Now, if you've been paying attention, we now have 3 cards that have got your signature on and 1 card that doesn't. And the ace of clubs is the hardest one of the lot because it's the last ace. It means that I've got nothing to cover that card up with. So the only way to do it is with real magic. So the question then becomes, how is this possible? Because you don't remember signing 4 cards. That's because it's an illusion. Do you remember me telling you, Tom, that this whole thing was an illusion? This whole thing's not real. This whole thing has never been real. Your card's been in my pocket from the very, very beginning, which means these always have been and always will be the 1, 2, 3, 4 aces.
That's nice.
Any questions?
Overload.
Should we carry on?
Yeah.
Because we've still got 19 minutes to go. Let's carry on. I'm still confusing. I'm trying to not use a whole deck here, Tom, because a lot of times people accuse me of using a full deck, and you know, I don't. I want to make it as easy as possible. That's why I've been trying to use just 4 cards.
Yeah.
But I think, to be honest, it's still confusing you. So we'll get rid of the red aces and we'll just use 2 black aces. Okay, that'll be easy to follow. 2 black aces. So now all you've got to do is follow the ace of clubs and the ace of spades. So easy to do, isn't it, Tom?
Easy.
Ace of clubs, ace of spades. Now watch very carefully because there will be questions. Now what?
There will be questions.
There will be. Look, the ace of clubs goes here, and the ace of spades goes face down on top of the ace of clubs.
Yeah.
Ace of spades face down on top of the ace of clubs. Did you see the 2 black aces change places?
No.
Yeah, they've changed places with the 2 red aces. Try to keep up, Tom, if you can. Those are the 2 red aces. So the question is, where are the black aces? Well, it's very simple to get the black aces. All I have to do is give 1 cut. That's all I have to do. See, when I give 1 cut and I snap my fingers, what happens is the first black ace turns up in the middle of the deck, which then means, where's the second black ace? Well, using my little sleight of hand skills like that, I can give the deck a cut in just the right way, and I can make the second black ace turn up right there. So now we've got the 2 black aces. I really will make them change places. I said I was going to make them change places before, and what I did is I took those 2 black aces and I turned them into 2 red aces. That's not what you were expecting, so that was cheating. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to make the 2 black aces change places with the 2 red aces. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show you that they really will change places this time. So look, we've got the ace of spades and we've got the ace of clubs. Now, Tom, look, the ace of clubs goes on the bottom. What does that leave on top?
Ace of spades.
Correct, well done. Give yourself a gold star. Now watch. With the ace of spades on top and the ace of clubs on the bottom, I just have to wait a second, and when I do, the 2 black aces change places. You see, now on top we've got the ace of clubs. There it is, that's the ace of clubs. Now I know you're thinking it's a diamond, it's not, it's a club. And if the ace of clubs is there, that means the ace of spades must be on the bottom. What? Now I know you think that's the ace of hearts, and of course it is, of course they're the red aces, I'm not stupid. The black aces are over here. They're right. Oh, hang on, they're the red aces. They must be the. I'm confusing myself, Tom, is the problem that we've got right now. You know, there's a rule in magic that every single time you're doing magic with cards and you have to go on longer than 10 minutes, you have to do an ace assembly. Because if you don't do an ace assembly, what will happen is magic will suddenly become popular and everyone will do it. Yeah. So let's do an ace assembly, Tom. We've got the 4 aces. So this one here is the ace of hearts.
Yeah.
Okay. This one here is the ace of diamonds. Yeah. This one here is the leader ace, Tom. This is the ace of spades. This one goes face up, not face down. And then that's the ace of clubs. So we put the other 3 aces face down here. The ace of spades stays face up. It's really important that you remember that those are face down. This one's face up, okay? Now, we only use another 12 cards. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Just 12 cards. The rest of the cards go away. So we have 12 cards. We have 4 aces. And we're ready for the magic to happen. I'm going to take an indifferent card. That's a card that doesn't care. This one here, the 6 of hearts, this indifferent card goes right there on top of the ace. The ace of spades, the leader ace, right? Then we put 3 cards over here on top of the first red ace. Okay, now remember the 6 of hearts is there. Remember the ace is there. Now watch. Nothing happens yet. Nothing happens yet. Nothing happens yet, but that's the signal for the ace and the 6 to change places. That's the 6 over here. We have the first ace. Maybe you missed it.
I did.
We'll do it again. In fact, I'll keep doing it until you like it, Tom. We're going to take the another indifferent card. That's another card that doesn't care. This one here is the 9 of spades, right? You put the 9 of spades right here. Okay. 1, 2, 3 cards go on top of that ace. And again, you know what's going on. You know. We've seen it. We are aware. We know what's going on. Over here we have the, well, don't worry about these. Over here we have the ace. This is the ace of diamonds, right? This is the ace of, oh, I meant the nine of spades. If the nine of spades is here, that means the ace of diamonds is over there. It's confusing me. That leaves one final ace. Now, the last one is the hardest one. Do you know why the last one's the hardest one, mate?
Because I know what's going to happen.
You know what's going to happen. Which ace is there? Which ace?
That is the ace of clubs.
Well done. Another gold star. You're racking them up. Now, the idea is that the ace of clubs is going to change places with the other three. Well, it's not. It's going to jump over here to join the other three aces. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I'll go slow. 3 cards go on top of the ace of clubs, like that. And then 1 card over here, the 7 of hearts.
Yeah.
Okay, that's for the sake of completeness, obviously. So watch. If I told you I could make that last ace jump to join the other aces, would that be good?
It'd be lovely.
It'd be, yeah. But lovely is not what I'm trying to do here, man. I'm trying to do miracles. So the only way to do a miracle would be to actually make it so that all 4 aces are over here. So the question is, what's over here? Well, from the deck that you shuffled, this would be the 1, 2, 3, 4 kings.
Fucking hell.
Well, now we've got the kings and we've got the aces. We shall continue on in this never-ending demonstration of card magic. We're going to do another trick. Fuck it. Right, okay. So we've got 4 aces, 4 kings. As we've found the aces and the kings, we will do a trick with just 8 cards. Okay? I'm going to go very, very slowly. Look, we've got the ace of hearts, we've got the ace of spades, we've got the ace of clubs, we've got the ace of diamonds. The aces go over there. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. Good. And over here we've got the kings. Yeah. Now watch. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do before I do it. I'm going to make the aces and the kings change places. Do you want me to make them go quickly or slowly?
Quickly.
Quickly would look like this. So that would be the first ace, the second ace, the third ace, and the fourth ace. And that king's over here. We've got the kings. Yes! First rule of magic, you don't tell people what's going to happen ahead of time. I told you what's going to happen, and then I did it. I made the kings and the aces change places, even though I told you ahead of time what I was going to do. So I'll tell you what, the second rule of magic is never repeat a trick. You see, the first time it's entertainment, but the second time it's educational. You do it again, you're going to follow it. So I'll do it again, but I'll make it easier to follow. Out of these aces over here, I'm going to take one of these aces, just one, and I'm going to put it over here with the kings. So in other words, this ace goes right over here in between the kings, and you can push it in yourself. So now over here we have 5 cards, right? Over here we have the ace in between the kings. And that's kind of an interesting situation, because now I've got to do something impossible. I've got to get all 4 kings over here. I've got to get the other 3 aces over here, and I've got to do it without you catching me. And I've got to do it whilst at the same time simultaneously trying to do the worst side steal in the world. But I'll give it a go. 1, 2, 3. That's when it's done. That would be the first ace. That's the second ace. That's the third ace. That's the fourth
Still
ace.
better than my side.
And that's because over here we've got the kings.
Yeah.
One last time. One last time. Watch. I'm going to go really slowly. There's the kings. There's the aces. We've got the king of hearts.
Yep.
We've got the king of diamonds. We've got the king of spades. And we've got the king of clubs. Right? Watch. The kings and the aces. I'll do the king of clubs first of all, and then I'll do the others. Watch the king of clubs. Yeah, that would be the king of clubs. That would be the first one. That's the king of clubs. The others, you don't see it happen. But it happens. And if there's the aces, that means over here, we've got the 4 kings. Would you like to know how I did that?
Yes,
I'll tell you.
Yeah,
I'll tell you. I don't mind. I don't mind. I feel like I'm being a giver here. I'll explain exactly how it works. It's really simple. It's really simple. The aces and the kings, they kind of don't like hanging out with each other. Because the aces, you know, like they think they're top dogs because of the aces, but the kings are like, yeah, but we're worth more than you. You're only worth 1, we're worth 13. And the aces like, yeah, but we're
number 1.
Number 1, exactly. Yeah. So they don't really get on, is the problem that we have here. In fact, I can actually demonstrate this. It's almost like oil and water. So we've got the aces and the kings, right? And you can see them right there. We've got the 4 kings, we've got the 4 aces. Watch, I'm going to go really slowly. I'm going to mix them up like this, because they don't like mixing up. So look, I'm going to put a king and an ace, and a king and an ace, and a king and an ace, and a king and an ace. Just like this. So kind of go like this. King, ace, king, ace, king, ace, king, ace, 4 kings, 4 aces. Just blow. Do you know what the blow does?
No, I don't.
Absolutely nothing. You don't need to, because they don't like each other. The blow isn't needed. They're gonna separate. It happens automatically because they don't really like each other. It's kind of like gangs of kids at high school. You know, same
like
sort of thing.
6-7.
Exact 6-7. Let's do this again. What I'll do is I'll put the aces. I'll make it easier to follow. I'll take the aces and I'll put them right there in front of you. Okay.
Yep.
Let me go slowly. Watch. An ace. And a king. 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 I do nothing. And yet, they separate. It's not bad, this, is it?
Yeah.
One last try. Do you want the aces or the kings? You can do it all yourself. You can do the magic.
Okay.
Everybody will love you for this. Honestly, they will. They'll go crazy. Aces or kings?
Kings.
Take the kings. I'll take the aces. Put a king in my hand face down. Not face up, I'm not that good. I'll put an ace on top. Put a king face down in my hand. There you go. Okay, I'll put an ace on top. Take a king. I'll put an ace on top. Take a king. I'll put an ace on top. Is that fair?
Yeah.
You hold on to them. You mix them up yourself. Take that hand, wave it over, make the most magical noise you know.
Abracadabra.
Wow, if I were kings and aces, I'd separate. You can't see my arms, but there's like goosebumps going on.
I do this
right
for a
now.
Living.
You did it so well. It was just that right level of camp. It was just wonderful. Turn it over, have a look. Did they separate while
That's
you were
nice.
doing
And I
it?
don't even like oil and water.
Did they? Well, I'll take. How can you tell you're not performing to a layman for £1,000, please?
I like that.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad.
Yeah. Oil and water, not so much.
Funny. You know what? I want to try and do one more thing for you. A couple of things before I finish. Specifically, 7 minutes worth of things. 7 minutes worth of things. Can you do me a favour? Can you just grab a different card out of this deck? Any card that you want to. Let's grab a different card. And this is going to be the card that we use for the big finale. But first of all, can you sign it on the face? Would that be okay? That's great.
My signature's getting progressively crapper.
It's fine. Say stop anytime you want to.
Stop.
Cool, put the card back there. Do you see the card?
Yeah.
Yeah. Roughly how many cards down in the pack would you say that card is, give or take?
20. No, 25.
25. We're going to leave it exactly where you said. Now, most magicians, what they will do is they will shuffle the cards like this. And then once they've shuffled, they will cut the cards. And once they've shuffled and they've cut, they'll try and find your card. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go one step further. I'm going to take half the cards face up, half the cards face down, and I'm going to shuffle the cards face up into face down like this. Now I want to show you that you've got some cards face down being shuffled into some cards face up. So as I push these together like this, you can see that there really are face up and face down cards.
Definitely.
And as I square them up like this, you can see face to back to face to back to face. And as I continue to cut them, they continue to get more and more mixed up. If I asked you to sort these cards out so they're all facing the right way, so they're all facing, how long do you reckon it would take you?
Half a minute.
I'll sort them out in 1 second and find your card. Watch. Done. No, seriously, because I want you to see every single card is facing the right way. Every single card. But there's one card and one card only here, face down. Now, I want you to tell me if you see your card. Have a good look through. As I do this, tell me if you see your card. Do you see your card here?
No.
That's because there's one card face down and one card only. For the first time, Tom, what was the name of your card?
8 of hearts.
Tom, the 8 of hearts. How good is that? But Tom, here's the thing, right? You shuffled these cards.
Yeah.
It stands to reason there's another 3 8s in this deck.
Yeah.
If I told you I could take this deck with one hand, and I could shuffle the deck, cut the deck with one hand, and then shuffle the deck with one hand, and with one hand find the other 3 8s, would that be good?
Yeah.
Yeah, but with this hand over here.
How honest that you can just end now.
I can't. I've got 6 minutes left.
6 minutes.
I tell you what. Let's put those 8s. Let's put those 8s away.
14.
14. Well done. You can tell he's learning a moniker. Let's put those 8s away, and we'll try one more thing. Okay? We'll try one more thing. using this card box. Can you check the card box out and make sure it's okay?
Yep.
Is it good? Yep. I also will need the 8s back. You don't mind? Appreciate that. Let's just put those away. And we're going to put your card back into the middle of the deck. So again, just say stop for me.
Stop.
Put the card back there. Okay, cool. That's the card.
Yep.
And again, it's about halfway down, I think, something like that, give or take, about halfway down. I'm going to push it in there, and I'm going to take the card out nearer the top. This one right here, the 10 of spades. The reason we use the 10 of spades is I'm going to show you the difference between sleight of hand and real magic. Now, sleight of hand looks like this. If I take that 10, I've got to get it in just the right spot. If I take that 10 in just the right spot and flick it, it turns into the 8 right there. That is sleight of hand. But that is not real magic. Real magic looks like this. Take half the cards and spread them out like a magician. Like a bad magician, but that's fine. That's okay. It's my fault. I shouldn't have picked you, like I said before. I'm going to take the 8 and I'm going to put it right there. Can you do me a favour? Give the wheels one shuffle. And then when you've done that, put them right there on top of that packet. Okay, that's no way I can cheat now because you shuffled, right?
Yeah.
So I have to use real magic. Real magic looks like this. See, when I do that, what happens is one card flies up in the air, invisibly. It does 6 somersaults, I counted. And even though the box has been there on the table, Tom, there's one card right there underneath the box and one card only. Take it, turn it over, have a look. That is your card, the Ace of Hearts. Now, the thing is, I can't tell you how that works, but I can tell you how it doesn't work. This is what most people think I do. They think I take that 8 and I put it down on the table. And when you're not looking up at the box on top, be honest, is that what you thought I did?
Yeah.
Because logically, right, it's the only thing I could do. But I don't do that, you see. I put the card over here. I push it in. I do one of these. Give a little square up like this. I do that. Oh, you get the idea. It's under the box. Turn it over, Tom. Have a look. Tom, do you see the signature? Is that guarantees that's your card? Extreme close-up. There it is. Look. The card goes halfway down. Tom, say go.
Go.
Did you see it go?
No.
Not the card, the whole pack. Look under the box, Tom. Look. That's the deck, Tom, right there under the box. That's a miracle right there, mate. Let's see if we can go one step further. Look, I'm going to take your card and put it somewhere into the deck. Watch. Right there. No way I can cheat. We're going to put the box over here. It's still gone under the box. Put your finger gently on top. Now, if you think I've cheated, you can have a little peek underneath. I'm a tiny bit offended by that, Tom, but whatever. Watch. 1, 2, 3. If I told you it was under there now, would that be good?
Yeah.
Have a look. Yeah, I'm not that good. That would have been amazing. But I did go one step further because now what happened is it didn't go underneath the box. But now there's one card and one card only inside the box, Tom. One card inside the box. You're not going to believe this. Take that card, turn it over, show everyone. Was that your card with your name on it? Tom, check it out. That's your card. But that's not the really big finish. Tom, this is the big finish. Do you want me to do this in 1, 2, or 3 seconds?
2.
2. 1, 2. Did you see it go?
No.
Yeah, that's when every single card in the pack, Tom, vanishes, except for the 8 of Hearts. And the reason is over here in the box. That would be every single card in the deck right there, Tom, which is incredible, right? But I look, we've almost finished. We've almost finished, Tom. We've got like hardly any time left. So I would like to give you this card as a souvenir. You've signed a few of them, but that one there, that's special because it's gone under the box, it's gone inside the box. Crazy things have happened to it. But I want to give it back to you in a magical way so that you can keep it forever and you can remember this wonderful moment that we shared together right here on Magic TV. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to make your card invisible. That's called an invisible deal. Very few magicians can do that. Forget about the bottom deal, that's an invisible deal. Take that invisible card, don't drop it, whatever you do. Take that card and fold it in half. No, face inwards, not face outwards, Tom. Fold it the other way. I forgot, I should have said. Crease the edges. Fold it in half again so it's in quarters. Yeah, cross the edges. That's right. Yeah. So it's in quarters now. Take the card and put it right there on the Joker. We're going to leave that folded up invisible card right there on the Joker, Tom, and we're going to try and do this. Look, all I have to do is take a hair. Won't be able to do that for long. Now watch, if I take this hair and wrap it around the pack, I can pull up and it's a little bit like fishing. Just a bit more magical. One card rises up out the pack and another card only. Take that card, unfold it, show everyone. That is Tom's card and that's a souvenir, Tom. Thank you so much for helping. And that's 30 minutes and 17 seconds. Which is the most important thing. And, you know, we're going to break this down a little bit now. First of all, did you like that?
I did.
it is absolutely not just possible, but relatively easy to do a 30-minute card act and not have it boring.
Well, you've done it before. You've done it out of the gigs. I went to a service station once. You just went, I'm just going to buy some Waddingtons and use them tonight.
Yeah.
You just bought Waddingtons and did a close-up set with just Waddingtons.
And nothing else,
You're mental.
That's the thing, right? But here's the thing. The first thing I want to say is that was brought home at 30 minutes, 17 seconds. One of the things that I've learned from performing on stage, which is one of the most important things that you'll ever learn, is if you are booked to do a certain amount of time on stage, not so much close-up. With close-up, you can stick around for a bit and whatever. But on stage, how many events on stage have we been to where if we'd have gone a minute over, you are constant, you would be in trouble because there's something going on after you. An event planner will not be happy if you go over time.
Because then you're eating into like the next act's time, the next part of the show's time, or whatever.
So you need to make sure that you are. I genuinely had no idea what I was going to do with it. I had no plan. But
I have questions.
You can,
later.
That's what you're here for. But the one thing I wanted to say is the entire time I was keeping track of what time it was. I'll be honest with you. I kind of knew at the beginning I needed a big finish. And the big finish I knew was going to be card under box, because for me that's a closing routine.
I was thinking, why are you doing card under box?
That's a closing routine, because after you do that it's difficult to do anything else, and a routine has to build. And I knew I wanted to give this card away, and I couldn't give it away with a wallet because I had no wallet on me. I only had it, so that's why I did the folded up rising card from deck, which we can talk about later on if you want. I'll give you sources for all of those tricks. But the one thing I want you to note is, and you asked me all the questions, but the one thing I want to say is, I tried to make it so it was an eclectic range of effects. I didn't know where I was going to go with it. At one point I was going to do some twisting routines, and I didn't. I was going to do some card to pocket, and I didn't. But I tried to make it like very eclectic in terms of what was going on. So it's not the same trick over and over again. And I wanted to have moments where, even though you'd shuffled it, kings and aces were turning up and everything. And it needed to build. One way to do that is to have the aces come out and do some stuff with the aces, then have the kings come out and do some stuff with the kings, and try to make it all as varied as possible. And starting off with something quick, which is what I did. I started off with a couple of colour changes, and a card to pocket. I left that in there, by the way. Do something really quick, and then kind of go on from there. We can break down the tricks that I did if people want sources, but do you have questions, first of all?
In hindsight, because you did that on the fly, in hindsight, if say from what you can remember what you did, where were your things like, I shouldn't have done that there? Or what, in hindsight, what would you have changed? That's what I want to know. If you had like prep time, because that's on the spur. Now looking back at it, we go.
The reason I did the Triumph that I did, where I produced the 4/8, that Triumph is off the Netrix, and I originally published it on Slim and so on and so forth. In hindsight, and I wasn't going to do a Triumph, but when I looked at the clock, there was 9 minutes left. And I knew card under box was going to take 6. So I needed another trick. So I did Triumph, which is fine. But I think it was a mistake doing the 4 of a kind production, because I'd already kind of done a 4 of a kind production twice. I'd already produced the aces. I'd produced the kings. I think it was the wrong thing to do to produce the eights at that point. I think, as much as it was a nice moment, I think I should have either done that earlier on, or I should have maybe not done the 4 of a kind production, just ended with the Triumph, because that would have been strong enough. Or I needed a 3-minute routine to cover at that point, or go into something else, because I still had the aces and the kings on the table, and I chose to go into Triumph. I could have done Reset by Paul Harris. I could have done Reset, Reswindled, or any one of those. At one point I was thinking about doing Travellers, or doing some sort of changey places with the kings and the aces. Or I could have done like a twisting routine, or a million other things, but I think putting the Triumph there was a wrong decision.
Cool. I like this, because this is what kind of we do in the van on the way home. What would we have done differently after doing so? It's not. I think these conversations are cool. Also, if you did, because obviously when you go to a gig, like I think in the performance that you, in the question you're answering from the Q&A, what can I do? What props, if you had the luxury of a couple of props, what would you have used to enhance what you did there, and where would you put them? I
would have enhanced the tech deck.
Tech deck.
I would have put a tech deck as a finale, because I'm always using tech deck as a finale. I think I would have used tech deck because I think that's a stronger ending to a card. I think that That's one of the strongest things that I can do. That or quarantine.
Yeah, I was going to say not quarantine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are my two closers, as you know, you've given me enough times. Not pool ball. But I mean, I love pool ball. I tell you something, we should do one of these mix and mingle.
Yeah.
Because mix and mingle is completely different. I took full advantage of the fact that I had a table here. Stuff like, you know, I did an ace assembly. I did Hitchcock Aces by Darwin Ortiz. That's taking advantage of the table. If I was doing walk around, it would be a completely different set.
I also think in walk around, I think you wouldn't have done as many tricks because it would have you'd have like me. I've seen a lot of your stuff before, so my moments of astonishment were shorter than what normal lay people would have done. There'd have been a lot more. Let me think of a card. Let me pick a card, and then they'd be all screaming and the shouting and all that sort of stuff. So I think you had more than enough material. I think in the real world you could probably have got 45 minutes out of that. Actually performing to lay people.
Yeah, if you've got a group of people around you, and that's a really important point. When you're planning an act, it's always going to take longer than you think.
Yeah,
it's always going to take longer because you need to anticipate. You know, you need to anticipate the fact that people are going to react. You're going to have banter with people. How many times have you seen me performing with a group of people and I've just gone off at a tangent and just joked around with them for 5 minutes, or I've done a watch steal, or I've done I've seen an opportunity to load something on them or something, and I've gone completely in a different direction. You know, when you're performing with somebody who's not completely dead inside, like Tom. He's got a heart of pure stone. When you've actually got people that have emotions, then then at that point, you're going to have to factor in more time to do this stuff.
Yeah, so I've slowly turned into Nemid.
Yes.
No, and also just like there's a lot of dead time when someone's signing a card, a lot more than what we're doing, which is quickly doing it, putting it in, which I should have took time just to make it more.
But realistic. If you had, I would have just took the piss, because that's what I do. I either take the piss or I do a magic trick.
Yeah, I normally do the coin to pocket and go, so you've done that card, so we're finished.
I noticed I didn't even do an ambitious card.
You did at the start.
Well, no, it was a 3-thing ambitious. It wasn't an ambitious card. Well, let me break down what I did so that if I can remember, and then you can ask me more questions. So I started off with it wasn't an ambitious card, it was a colour change. I started off, and this is a sequence that I've always done. So I started off with a controlling the card to the top. Oh, one more thing. When you're doing a long set, notice I was using lots of different ways of controlling the card to the top. Yeah. I wasn't doing the same thing. I did a slipstream control, I did a tilt, I did a running cut, I did an add-on, I did a whole bunch of stuff to control the card, because it's the same thing over and over again when you've got a long set.
You'll figure it out.
Yeah. The opening thing that I did was I did the impulse change by Jack Carpenter, which is a sequence that I've done for years. I then did a sleeve change. I then did an inverted paintbrush change. I then did, I think it was this is a thingy, and then I palmed the card and I put it into the thing, and that was the opening sequence. It wasn't an ambitious card, and the reason I did that is I believe that you need to open quick. You need to establish credibility very early on. So establishing credibility for me involves showing them something that isn't like, oh, this is Uncle Jack doing tricks. So I did that. I just can't remember what I did then. I do. I took out the ace. I took out the two jokers, and I did that thing where the card goes in between the two jokers. Which sources for this, by the way, the first color changing thing is on the Netrix. The one where I love that one where the card keeps going in between the jokers, and then there's that moment where it visually goes in. That's actually just gone on the Netrix this week. It's called Ambitious Sandwich, because it keeps going into the middle of the thing.
It reminded me, what's that one? Is it Back Off? Is it Back Off?
Yeah.
It reminded me of that the one you did at the
Back Off, but with no double backers. Yeah. But the reason I did that at that point is I knew I wanted to do something with aces. So as I took the jokers out, I culled the aces to the top of the deck. So I wanted a reason to go through and cull the aces. And my reason was to take the jacks, to take the two jokers out. Then I did a running shuffle, shuffling the aces to the bottom of the deck where I could keep them nice and safe. And I did that routine with the the ambitious sandwich. Then after that, I did. I kept with the jokers, and I had the one where you picked a card and it was an ace, because I then cut the aces back to the top, and the ace kept going in between the jokers as kind of a misdirection thing, and then I found the 4 aces. That is called something. Awesome Aces. It's in my book, Absolute Madness. So that's in my book, Absolute Madness.
Yeah.
It's a great ace production. I then said, can you see any other aces? And that's when I called the kings to the top, because I knew I was going to need the kings later on. So the other thing is I was setting up for this stuff way in advance.
Yeah.
Then I shuffled the kings to the bottom of the deck, and I put the deck to one side, and I did the mystery. So the mystery card I did was Hammond, Brother John Hammond's mystery card, the original classic mystery card. And then I went from there. So I just had that card and the ace. The other thing that's worth noting is I was doing the thing with the aces. So I was doing the original mystery card from Brother John Hammond. So we had the aces out, and I'd already got the kings called at that point.
Yeah.
And I had you pick a card, and I had you sign it.
Yeah.
And I flipped the top card of the deck over, and I put the deck to one side. And the reason I did that is after the mystery card, I could take your card and put it here, and I'm set up for a double lift. Then this routine is called the Lance Burton Appreciation Trick. It's on the Netrix. It was originally on Slim, and it's the one where everything's an illusion, and you put the card in the pocket, and it's like a wild card with 4 aces. Yeah. That's also on the Netrix, but it was on Slim originally. So I did that. But because I already had this set up for a double lift, it was very clean when I put it in my pocket. And that's the thing. Although I had no idea what I was going into, I knew I was thinking ahead as to what I was going to do, and I was setting up for the next routine before this routine, which is the cleanest way to do it, because that way you never know, there's no transition, there's no half passes or awkward moves, if that makes sense, going into the routine. After that, I did the ace assembly. Yeah. No, I didn't. I did that thing where the black aces and the red aces change places over and over again, which is just such a beautiful routine. Yeah. That is
using different methods as well.
Well, that is my handling of Darwin Ortiz's new tens routine. He uses tens, I use aces, but I've added quite a few different sequences in there as well. One of my favourite moves, which is the possible double lift, from Gary Kurtz, I've included in here, which is just beautiful. It's the one you reacted to, and you go, hang on, give me 3 seconds. Oh, there it is. That sort of stuff. So that's my handling of the new tens routine, which isn't on the Netrix, but might go at some point because it's very different to the original. After that, I did Hitchcock Aces, which is the one where you've got the aces, and it ended up with the production of the kings.
Yeah, I've seen you do something similar like that before.
Well, that's Hitchcock Aces. That's by Darwin Ortiz. It's my favourite ace assembly. Yeah. So if you've ever seen me do an ace assembly, there's a very good chance I would have done that. But that's Hitchcock Aces. And what I loved about that is you've got the production of the kings. Yeah. So now I've got the kings and I've got the aces. So now I can go into something else. Yeah. And at that point, that routine with the kings and the aces, the only place it's my version of Follow the Leader. I love doing that routine. The only place I've ever taught that is on the Penguin Holiday Special last year. No, 2024, not 2025. So if you go back to the Penguin Holiday Special 2024, it's still there and it's still free to buy. That routine is taught on there.
Okay.
Then I went into a routine called Extreme Oil and Water. Yeah. Which is on the Netrix. It's my version of Oil and Water, and if you've got the Cube 52 project, I taught it with coloured cards. It works with kings and aces brilliantly. That final phase...
No, I don't like that. So I don't really like Oil and Water.
I do. People like it. I keep it very short, though, 3 phases.
But that last one is when I'm doing it, and it's...
Yeah, because it empowers the spectator. I only do 3 phases in Oil and Water. The first phase is quick. It's a Simon Lovell handling. The second phase, they can burn it. Yeah. And then the third phase, they do it. Yeah. And, it's great. Then after that, that's when I went into the Triumph. That's off the Netrix, and I also taught it in my first Penguin one. Yeah, I also taught it in my first Penguin Holidays. No, my first Penguin Live, my only Penguin Live. I've only done 1 Penguin Live, and I taught it in the Penguin Live. Yeah. And I do that all the time. Normally when I do it in the real world, there's a deck vanish, but I didn't want the deck to vanish, else I'll be fucked. So there was no deck vanish to it, but we had the production of it. And that's the only thing I wouldn't have had in there, to be honest. And
you're vanishing the deck at the very end as well, aren't you? So.
No, I didn't. I suppose take the into box, yeah. So then I did card in the box, which is just, I mean, how many times have you seen me do that to real people?
There's still beats at that just throw me off. Obviously, I've seen it so many times because it's your go-to at gigs anyway. But yeah, and you always end it differently. So I'm always like, oh, how's he going to do it? Is it going to be under the watch? Is it going to be this?
I always do like to end it differently. But card in the box is great. That's my version of James Brown's card in the box, which I taught on the Netrix and also on my first Penguin holiday, my first and only Penguin Live. And then the finale, this is by Sean McCree, and this is from his RSVP DVD set from years ago called Mix and Mingle, and he did it in the context of a longer routine. His routine is amazing. It's like an invisible card. So how Sean does it is brilliantly. He's like so he gets them to pick a card. That's it. He gets them to pick a card, and he says, "Look at the card. Remember it. Don't forget it." It's something like this. So he looks at it. He goes, "Remember the card. I really don't want to see. Can you push it in for me?" Very good. Now I'm going to try and do the invisible deal and make your card invisible. There you go. Can you take the card? No, you've just turned it over. I can see it's the 5 of clubs. Don't let me see it. I don't want to know it's the 5 of clubs. Can you take a different one for me, please? Very good. Have a look at it. Don't let me see it. Put it back into the deck. Right. Like I said, I'm going to do this invisible deal. Remember the card. It's really important. Push it in for me. Is that really in there? Yeah? So I'm going to take it. Hold your hand out for me. Take it and put it in the other hand. No, put it in the other hand. Hold it like this. No, it's the Jack of Spades. I can see it. Like you told Muppet. And he does this like 3 or 4 times, and then eventually he then goes into the fold and it rises up out the pack. And that whole rising up out the deck, a folded card rising up out the deck, is one of the best things I have ever learned. Well, put it this way: I did a 30-minute from a shuffled deck in use card act, and I finished the final beat on that. Rising card is an incredible thing. Layman,
even looking around, I was like, you think it's normal?
Oh, it's completely. Like rising card is amazing. I do rising card a lot, and I've got various different ways of doing it. Like, you know, oh, look at this rising card. I mean, that's impromptu. That's and there's lots. But that is just there's lots of different ways. I should teach you some impromptu rising cards. I was going to at the beginning do this one, and then but I didn't. But this is the best rising card because they fold it. You've got the comedy of them folding it up themselves. Like I say, that moment where they're folding it up themselves, you do that to a layman, you've got 2 minutes there. Obviously, I was performing Mr. Dead inside, but if you're performing
Mr. Dead,
if you
perform, I'm not Mr. Blunt.
True. Let's not go there.
Or am I?
No.
I did buy one though. Bastard.
Fool. But yeah, this is one of the strongest things that you can do. Like, there's been times in the past where I've just gone to gigs and I've just done that over and over again. Sean McCree. By the way, if you want to know one of the best DVD sets of all time, it's Sean McCree's. It's Sean McCree. Have you ever studied Sean McCree's material?
No.
He's incredible. He is absolutely incredible. The guy has so many chops. He is just brilliant. I would advise everybody to go and rush out and get Sean McCree's Mix and Mingle. He did a few of them through RSVP. You should get all of them because it's all great material. But yeah, sorry. So I just wanted to point out what the tricks were, where you can get them from.
Also, the thing that stands out for me, which I think is just because it's my magician head, and I'm like, how the fuck did he do that? Was, when did you peak the 8 of hearts, and when did you produce the rest of the 8s? I was like, when did you do that? Well, that was mental.
Well, that's part of the triumph, right? So the whole idea is that they pick a card, right, and you can get a full description of this on my Penguin Live or on the Netrix. But they pick a card. I use Troy Hoosier's Slipstream control to control the card second from top, which is one of the best controls ever. That is controlled second from top. So I control it second from top. I then do a shuffle, keeping the card second from top, and then I do a brow reversal, so that when I do a brow reversal, I've turned 2 cards over at the bottom, and the bottom one is the card that they've picked. So then I do an all-round square up. So I see, again, it's working well ahead of time. So I know that your card is a 7 of clubs at this point. So then I do the full shuffle, which you can learn on the Netrix or on the Penguin Live. But I think if you're going to do a triumph, can you think of any way of a triumph shuffle looking better than that? No. So you do the Triumph Shuffle, right? And you can show that they're all mixed up and so on and so forth. Now you do another Bowery reversal, which has sorted all of the cards out and put their card in the middle. So now their 7 of clubs is in the middle and all the cards are facing the right way. But here's the thing. How do I get the other 8s? Or the 7s in this case? It's simple. It's what I've been doing all the way through. It's how I got the aces. It's how I got the kings. I cull them. The thing is, what I see a lot of magicians doing, and I haven't got the greatest cull in the world, it's good enough, but a lot of magicians, what they'll do is they'll cull for no reason. If ever I'm going to do a cull, I have to have a reason to do it. So my reason here is, tell me if you see your card. So first of all, they're reacting to the fact that the cards are all facing the right way. And I say, tell me if you see your card. Now there's a 7, I'm going to grab that. There's another 7, I'm going to grab that. Now there's one card face down. Now I switch to, because they've seen the face down card, I say, look, there's one card face down. Tell me if you see your card. And I can see the other 7s there, so I go quick and I call that final 7. So now I've got the card here, and I've got the other 3 7s on top of the deck. So now I've got all the time in the world to get a break underneath these 3 7s, and I go, boom, that's your card. Now Guy Hollingworth calls this the offbeat. And you say, but a lot of magicians don't really think about the offbeat. I constantly think about the offbeat. I try to do all of my moves when people aren't looking. You, even as a magician, thought that was the end of the trick. So I can then just quickly go, well, you know what? There's going to be... And now I've stolen the other 3 7s here. I've kissed the deck together. But now I do a one-handed shuffle because I can. And also because it's presentationally makes sense. And that draws all your attention here. And then I can show that I've got the 4 7s here.
Cool.
It's a little bit like when we were using the jokers. It's a little bit like when we were using the jokers and we had that situation where I had the jokers here and I have you pick a card, right? There's 2 ways of doing this. You put the card back in the deck, I control it to the top of the pack. Now the first way of doing this is for me to go, and there's nothing wrong with that and that's absolutely fine, but the best way of doing it is to go, watch right here. Don't watch the jokers. Watch up here. Because if you watch, you'll see your card go. Look in between the jokers. That's a stronger moment. But now, everybody's looking down here. And now I can do it again. I can go, boom, look, it's over there. You know what I mean? It's kind of that card in the box philosophy applied to sandwich routines or whatever. You know, you're constantly thinking one step ahead and you're constantly... what's the word I'm looking for? You're constantly trying to do anything that you need to do on the offbeat, not on the onbeat. Do you honestly look at your magic, think of your magic and think of the routines that you do? Do you take full advantage of the offbeat? Because most magicians don't. And if you don't, then why not? Because your magic will be so much stronger. And that's why card in the box works so well. Card in the box works so well because you're literally loading the box on the offbeat. Everybody's looking at the revelation, and as they're doing it, you're loading the box. So it happens well before you're even in a position where you need to bring attention to the box, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no. I do try and use the offbeat, but I need to be more creative with it. You know, I do a lot. There's so much more you can squeeze into the offbeat than just doing the move. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I do, you know, get that, what is it? Get that little extra bit out of it, not just... to make it better, like you said, you know, I could have just done this, but if I just do this over here, I can do it when you're not looking, then you look. No, I get that. I try.
Any other questions? Here's a question. Is there anything that if you were me, you wouldn't have included in that set? Anything that you didn't feel? I want my fit.
It just doesn't float my boat. But I would have done. But
it should do. It's oil. It literally is meant to float on water.
Nah, but I do like the third phase of it. That was nice.
But it's also, it made sense to do it at that point because I had 8 cards on the table.
Yeah. To see everything same seamless, it wasn't like, because the worst thing you can do is like, and I've really tried to stop doing this. Is just going, okay, let's try something else. You know what I mean?
You know what? If there's one thing that I want you to take away from that, I'm glad you said that. It's and I've done entire videos on this, transitioning from one thing to another. You know, I see so many people that go, right, okay, I'm going to do a trick. Right, let's now do a completely different trick.
Yeah.
Let's put that away. And I've seen you do it, Thomas Maloney. I've seen you in gigs go, I'm going to do something with this deck of Lego cards. Right, let's put this away and let's get a normal deck out. Like, if you sat there and you thought about it, you could do a trick with the normal deck and then go, yeah, cards are boring. Lego. And do a colour changing deck into a Lego deck.
I know that.
And there's things that, you know, and most magicians don't think about transitions, and I think it's so important. So if you look at it, I tried to, even on the fly, come up with transitions, and it was why I was in my head while I was doing it. I was trying to group the routines together. I was like, right, okay, if I've got the aces, I can do a trick with the aces. And then I was like, right, okay, now we can take that signed card. So I had the signed card for the mystery card. Now I can go into another trick with the aces and the signed card. Now, you know what I mean? And I couldn't think of a transition for the ace assembly. That's why I went, well, if you know, if you don't do an ace assembly and a card trick, then, you know, suddenly magic will get popular and everyone will do it. If you can't figure out a transition, then run it with a gag or something. But I tried to make the routine flow as much as possible. So, you know, it wasn't just pick a card trick. Pick a card, right? We've done that one. Pick a different card. Okay, now and that's why I think that I'm also very disappointed that I put the Triumph where I put it, because it just felt out of place. It was like I'd done everything, had kind of had flown, and then we got to in reality, I should have done this. In hindsight, if I could turn back time, if I could find a way, I'd take that Triumph out and throw it in the trash. In hindsight, I'd just done the follow the leader thing, and then I got myself into a situation where I was like, well, let me explain how it's done, oil and water. I needed 3 minutes at that point. You know what I should have done? I should have done this. I should have said, let me try one more thing. You saw me make the aces and the kings change places. Let me try one more thing, Tom. Look, we've got the ace of clubs. We've got the king of hearts. We've got the king of clubs. We've got the king of spades. And we've got the king of diamonds. We've got the 4 kings. Okay? Here's what we're going to do. I want you to watch. I'm going to go really, really slowly. I'm going to leave the aces here, and I'm going to take the kings. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you something. I need you to help me, actually, if you can. Would that be okay?
Yeah.
Can you hold your hand out, palm down for me? That'd be great. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the kings. I'm going to put one king underneath your hand. Can you put that one there?
Yep.
Very good. And I'm going to take the next king and I'm going to put it underneath the card box. I want you to see that. I'm going to put that next king right there underneath the card box. And I'm going to take the next king and I'm going to put it here in my pocket. You can see there's nothing in my pocket. I'm going to put the next king into my pocket. And that leaves the final king. And I'm going to have the final king here so you can see the whole thing. Now watch. Because we've got the aces over here, right? We've got the kings over here. But if I just do this, you're not going to believe it. It happens on 3. Do you see the king?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Did you see it happen?
No.
Because you see, now we've got an ace over there. In my pocket, we've got an ace. Underneath the card box, we have an ace. Underneath your hand, we have an ace. Which means that over here, we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 kings, or something like that. I think that would have been
great with a load of people. You hold one, you hold in the bag, but whoa, you got so many people going.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that would have been better, because then I could have just put that, would have bought the 3 minutes, and then I could have put the cards away and said, look, shuffle these one more time, let's do one more thing. And I could have gone into card to box and the rising card, and that would have been the finale. So I'm a bit disappointed. It was just out the blue. It was like, right, okay, let's put the kings and aces away. Now let's have you pick a card again, even though I've kind of done that at the beginning.
That's in hindsight though, isn't it? Because you didn't know where you had a start and an end, and then that's it. It's on the fly. And you just, this morning, I'm going to film this video, let's try it. Then you tried it, it worked. And then that's the biggest, I think that's another thing. It's like I say, when we do like an illusion show or like we work together, we talk about what we would have done differently. You actively say, what would you have done differently? What should we do? And then,
I think it's very
even
important.
Even with fear, fear's like you. She's like, Tom, shall we talk about it in the van? And then we all talk about it.
No, Thea tries to talk about it the second we're in the wings. Yeah. We're like, Thea, leave it for the van.
Yeah.
No, we need to talk about it now, because You hit me with a stick. No, we're going to talk about it in the van. But I've been hit with a stick. Yes, we're going to talk about it in the van.
And I think even if you're a close-up magician, you should have that conversation with yourself in your head on the way home. What would I have done differently?
Yeah, it's really important. We praise ourselves sometimes for being the most amazing magicians ever. But if you kind of analyse and you go, right, okay, what went well? What didn't go that well? What could I have done better? And write down, some of my favourite lines that I've ever used have been given to me by spectators.
Yeah.
They'll give me a line and I'll be like, oh, I'll have that. And I'll just literally, write it down because it's a great line. Just think about all that. That's going to make you a better performer. Anything else you want to add?
No, I really like it. I think you should do another one of them.
Yeah. So it's down to them, not you.
Yeah.
I'm
sure they'll like it.
Well, hopefully. What would you like? Would you like to see more of these? In which case, what would you like to see? Would you like to see a deck that's like got gimmicks in it, and I'm allowed to use double faces and double backers because that'll be completely different? Would you like to see another 30-minute act with just a deck of cards from a shuffle deck of cards in use? What about if I'm allowed to include a stack? What about if I'm going to be allowed to include a mem deck? 30 minutes with a mem deck. What about if it's coins? What about if it's 30 minutes and it's really just my products? What about if it's 30 minutes and it's just Jay Sankey's products? What about if it's 30 minutes and it's Joshua Jay's products? Like, what would you like to see me do next?
I think, I'm going to throw this one out. I think it should be like, what would you do if you just didn't have anything and you had to get it from a service station? So like normal coins, cups and balls with a Costa cup. I don't know, just what would you do if you're like, because
It's a good call.
I always get panicky one day I'm going to get to a gig. And
I have done it many times. Have you ever been, like sometimes I'll challenge myself. Have you ever been there where I've challenged myself? I'm like, I'm just going out with $4 half today. Well, that's it.
Well, being in a service station.
Where I'm
these Waddingtons. I'm like, you've got your close-up case. Yeah, I'm going to try these Waddingtons today. And then I said to you, I've got a spare bike deck if you want it. No, I'm just going to try Waddingtons today. It's like, who does that? Who does that? Psychopath.
No, I just like to challenge myself.
Yeah,
if you're forced to go to a gig and all you've got is 4 coins, or all you've got is a Waddington deck of cards, or the most insane one, I had a 3-hour restaurant gig once with a Sharpie.
Okay, you need to do half an hour of a Sharpie.
I can do
need to do half an hour of a Sharpie.
I don't know if I can do half an hour, but I could very easily do 20 minutes.
Yeah.
That's why I've got a permanent tattoo or something.
Can't use that though, I'm afraid.
Yes, I can. It's on my fucking skin. It's getting used.
Rubik's Cube. There is
Rubik's Cube. 30 minutes. That's easy enough. Rubik's Cube.
Can't be a fancy one. Got to be a shit one from a service station.
Fuck them. But look, there you go. Let me know what you think. And the good news is, by the way, starting tomorrow, I believe it's tomorrow. Michael's not in today. He's at home working from home, but I'm pretty sure.
Does he ever work?
Occasionally. Starting tomorrow, we're going to be putting up the videos of the interviews of people that are going to be at the dealers at Blackpool. So that's going to take over. So you're not going to see a lot of the stuff that normally goes on Magic TV for the next couple of weeks. Tonight? Yeah. You're not going to see a lot of the stuff that goes up. Because we got all the interviews. And the first interview, we kick it off with the GOAT. We kick it off with the man. We kick it off tomorrow with Mark fucking Mason.
Oh, you don't start with him. You start with him at the end. Nobody cares about the others. Mark Mason, that's the one you want to know.
Mark Mason. Kicks off with
Mark
Mason
Mark
tomorrow.
Mason, the others won't get watched.
Absolutely. Mark Mason tomorrow. Podcast on Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again. This is Tom. Join the Netrix. You want to learn all that stuff, it's in the Netrix. Well, not all of it. don't want Darwin Ortiz's estate going, Hitchcock Aces is in there. No, it's not all in the Netrix, but most of it is. But I'll see you again. Thank you so much for watching. My name's Craig and this is Magic TV.